Right, we're on the last bench and we've reached class 35, Delosperma and Hartmanthus. There's only 4 plants here, but we will show them all the same. I'm hoping these turn out okay to put up. I know a lot of you are interested in the mesons. I know I cover other subjects as well, but my main subjects are the cacti and succulents, telephones of the world, vintage light bulbs, and miscellaneous odds and ends which catch my eye and I talk about on YouTube. Right, we're now on class 36, Fenestraria and Frithia. Fenestraria means a window plant, and Frithia, I believe, was named after a person called Frith, either Mr. or Mrs. Frith. And pulchra means pretty, that is a species, pulchra. And there's an example I show now. Another one in bloom, another Frithia pulchra, and Fenestraria. Fenestraria, they look alike, but they are botanically only connected by the fact that they belong to the same family. This is Fenestraria. Fenes means window and refers to the tips of the leaves which are translucent. In habitat, the leaves are buried but the tops show to the light. This is filtered through the translucent windows, hence the name Fenestraria. Class 37 is Trichodemia. There's several plants here, some are quite large, tend to be a bit shrubby. Oh, look at that one, that's quite a big one. Quite a big one. Hopefully, if I get this uploaded, it'll be...
Got a spider there.
Oh yeah, that's handy. Oh yeah, look at that. There's a spider. I don't know whether it'll show it. Might do. Someone pointed out there's a spider on that. God, my eyes are not that good, but it's definitely on there. It's on that top leaf. Spider. Oh.
Famous now.
Yeah. What colour are those blooms? Trichodemia. Right. Class 38. There's the names. You can always stop the video and look at the names. There are some of the plants. As I say, I'm not going into too much detail as regards the names. We'd be here for hours if I was to do that. I don't want to send you all to sleep. I don't recognise a lot of these. That they're included because they're in the family. And should be on show, which they are. spider's still there, I don't know. Someone said there was a spider on that. Right, class 39, Bijlia and Russianthus rather, got the name right. And after that, we've got class 40, which is Dicrocorlin, Jacobsenia, Mariophyton, Mitrophylla, Monilaria and Uphyton. And this is quite a show of beautiful plants. I've spoken about Mariophyton before with my own plants. Both names refers to Pastor G. Mayer, gentleman coming from South Africa. I don't know who is a Mariophyton here today. And look at the size of that. I'm having to step back to get it. The Mitrophyllum or Conophyllum, and another one there. This time of year they're just coming into growth. My own ones at home are perking up with a bit of water and they seem to be doing all right. Moving along, we have some more. I've mentioned these are my own ones at home. It's got monilarias. Monilaria means a string of pearls. And what do you think of that magnificent Mitrophyllum there? That is a pure beauty. Look at the size of it. And that's still in resting. And look at that one. It's where the cones have opened up. They've dried and they've opened up. I can't touch them, but I can point to them. They're not my plants, so I obviously can't touch them, but I can point to them. As I say, I quite like this group. I think it's a one, yes, that is a Monilaria. It's so named because the stems form like a string of beads. So the plant is Monilaria, which means string of beads. Now we're coming on to Dactylopsis, Philobolus, Sphelmanthus. Now I've got a Philomanthus at home which I didn't bring today because I've said before I've had a lot of trouble with the plants, and if I have got a pest on, I did not want to bring them to this show where it could go to other people's plants, which wouldn't be very fair. But my Philobolus is in fact showing quite a bit of leaf. I mustn't touch these plants, obviously. This looks very much like a Philobolus, but without the leaf I can't really tell. It's a very old plant, in complete rest. That will come through. My one's only just started. And this hot summer has made some of the plants a bit slower. We'll take another view the other way of those. Those large ones are quite impressive of the Mitrophyllums. And coming down to the Dactylopsis, Philobolus and Sphelmanthus. There's not a Dactylopsis here, probably because they're virtually impossible to grow. Well, in my books they're impossible to grow. Coming across, we've got class 42, Astridia namaquensis. And this one is in bloom. And there's the name, Astridia namaquensis, class 42. Class 43 is coming up, which is all other genus. So presumably this is for a class for all the other plants that are not mentioned elsewhere. Miscellaneous tuberosum. I think this is the plant which I've got growing outdoors in the garden. It's a bigger plant than this. It seems to be quite hardy. Miscellaneous. And that looks like another one there. Yes, another Miscellaneous. They've got quite a large rootstock, or almost a cordex. I say my one seems to be quite hardy outside. I know the garden's fairly sheltered. I can grow puntias and things outside with no problem. Here we've got the great unnamed, or of doubtful identity. Very good class. So anything you don't know what it is will find its way into this class. Right, we're coming on to class 45, which you can read what it says on the ticket. Display. Groups of plants being displayed. It's depicting the genus Drosseanthum. Lithops. There's a few lithops there. Oh, very nice. Now here we've got plants. I'll show you what it says on there. Timed collection and plants grown from seed by the owners. Next up, a few photographs. I'm enjoying myself.
You took their good ones over there
Exactly.
a couple of milots.
Oh yes, your ones are in there.
Oh, and the glossy film's doing its job, it's opening. I was hoping it would today.
They're nice. Well, I suppose being midday flowers, I'll do that. Yeah. Oh, it's nice. Hey, what have we got up next? Look, photographs. Photographs. What have we got in there? Yeah, we've got a list of some photographs. Even got a magnifying glass. I might need that soon. My blooming eyes. A few more photos. We're virtually at the end of this little talk. I don't know how these will turn out. Probably okay. This is high definition camera. I'm pleased to say it's lasted out without conking out. This one there is Oxeniana. You might have guessed I rather like Oxeniana. Vascularia deltoids. Right, that concludes the little talk on the show of the MSG, Mesem Study Group. Thank you for watching. Any questions, please ask. I'm not saying I'll know the answer, but someone else out there could well know the answer. And whereas, to mention certain plants, there is just too many to mention, but what impressed me amongst a lot of them was that Muria. So it appears they like a pinch of salt in the watering to keep them going. Perhaps that's the secret. Anyhow, thanks again for watching, and this concludes the show of the Mesem Study Group held at Banstead, Surrey. Thank you.